The wait is over. After more than a decade of love, heartbreak, battles, and journeys across time, we are finally standing at the gates of Outlander's last chapter. Season 8 is not just another season. It is the conclusion to one of television's most emotional and enduring stories. And the big question on every fan's mind is clear. How will Jamie and Claire's story end? Think back to the very beginning. The show first arrived like a quiet storm, sweeping viewers into a world of passion, loyalty, and sacrifice. Now, 11 years and over 100 episodes later, we are about to close the book. And yet, as much as it feels like the end, the air is charged with unanswered questions and revelations that could shake everything we thought we knew. Season 7 left us breathless. Claire's journey in that season was brutal, perhaps one of the hardest she has ever faced. She was accused of a murder she didn't commit, dragged into a trial for the death of Malva Christie and her unborn child. She walked to the edge of despair, but somehow survived to reunite with Jamie. Their reunion wasn't a gentle one either. It happened in the chaos of the American Revolutionary War, and as if fate had not already tested them enough, Jamie was thrown into the darkest battles of his life, armed with a rifle. Scarred by war and determined to stay at Claire's side, he carried the weight of both his love and his duty. Together they stood at Monmouth, where blood, loyalty, and survival collided. But even those scars could not prepare us for what came next. At the very end of Season 7, a moment arrived that rewrote the entire fabric of the story. A lullaby. Simple, haunting, and unforgettable. It was the same lullaby Claire once sang to Faith, the daughter she believed had died in France. That melody echoed again, sung by a young girl named Fanny. In that instant, time itself seemed to fold. Could Faith have survived? Could their grief have been built on a lie? For Claire, the memory of losing Faith was always one of the deepest wounds of her life. To suddenly hear a sound that connected back to that unbearable moment was more than nostalgia. It was hope, a dangerous, breathtaking kind of hope that raises more questions than it answers. Sam Hugan himself admitted in an interview that the scene shook even the actors. He said the revelation of a possible grandchild stunned them just as much as it stunned their characters. Imagine Jamie's thoughts in that moment. The man who has carried love like a weapon, who has lived and bled for his family, suddenly confronted with the possibility that his daughter lived after all. How could it be? And if Faith did survive, why was her existence hidden for so long? The presence of Fanny is not a small twist. It is a game changer that throws the final season into uncharted waters. And it is not the only mystery that haunts Season 8. Claire's dream during her illness brought back Master Raymond, that enigmatic figure who has always felt like he existed on the edge of reality. When he appeared in her vision and apologized, it was too specific, too deliberate, to be dismissed as a mere dream. What if that vision was a clue? What if Master Raymond played a hand in faking Faith's death, whisking her away to protect her? Behind-the-scenes whispers hint at a flashback that could confirm this very theory. If that is true, then Claire's dream is not a dream at all, but a breadcrumb left behind to guide her toward the truth. And here lies the hook that Season 8 promises. The final mystery of Faith. Did she survive? If so, why was she hidden? And most of all, what does her return mean for Jamie and Claire as they prepare for their last chapter together? But Faith's shadow is not the only storm that looms. Jamie's bond with Lord John Grey, one of the most profound and complicated friendships of the series, shattered in Season 7. Believing Jamie was dead, Lord John married Claire, a decision that left Jamie with wounds as raw as any battlefield scar. Betrayal has many shapes, but this one cuts deeper because it came from a man he once trusted with his heart. Can that bond ever be repaired, or is it destined to end in tragedy? Rumors swirl that the only redemption left for Lord John lies in sacrifice, that he may give his life to protect Jamie, sealing their fractured bond in blood. It is almost unbearable to imagine, but in a story like Outlander, heartbreak and devotion have always walked hand in hand. And while much of this sounds heavy, the creators have promised a finale that balances sorrow with hope. Sam Hugan himself spoke with deep emotion about the journey, calling it a roller coaster of 8 seasons, 101 episodes, and 11 unforgettable years. Catriona Balfe expressed a heartfelt wish that fans will be proud of the ending they have created. From the actors who lived these roles, there is a shared certainty that Season 8 will deliver not only closure, but a farewell worthy of the love fans have carried for Jamie and Claire. The emotions from the cast are not the only sign that the finale will be unforgettable. The rumors, the interviews, the behind-the-scenes whispers, all of them point to a season packed with revelations, heartbreak, and unforgettable moments. But before we dive deeper into what lies ahead, let's remember something important. Outlander has never been just a story about war or politics. At its heart, it has always been about relationships, family, loyalty, betrayal, and the love that defies time itself. One relationship that fans cannot stop discussing is Jamie's bond with Lord John. It has always been one of the most layered and respectful friendships in the entire series. Lord John's love for Jamie was pure even if unrequited. His role as a protector of Jamie's family often put him in impossible situations. But when Season 7 revealed that he married Claire after believing Jamie was gone, the fallout was devastating. Trust was broken, and the fracture between them seemed unrepairable. Now whispers suggest that Season 8 might bring Lord John's journey to a heartbreaking conclusion. Imagine him sacrificing his life for Jamie, a final act of devotion that redeems his betrayal. It would be tragic, yes, but it would also be profoundly fitting for a character defined by his loyalty and his love. Whether this rumor proves true or not, the possibility hangs over the season like a shadow. And yet, Outlander has never left us without hope. The actors have been clear about this. Richard Rankin, Sophie Skelton, John Bell, and others have all promised that the finale will honor the story properly. They have spoken about ending with impact, about making sure the characters' arcs feel complete. There is pain ahead, yes, but also moments that celebrate everything this series has stood for. Now let's talk about the future that Season 8 is building toward. The network has confirmed that the season will draw heavily from Book 9 of Diana Gabaldon's saga, Go Tell the Bees That I Am Gone, with threads from Book 10 already woven in. This means we are moving into largely uncharted territory where even book readers cannot predict every twist and turn. It is a daring move that makes the stakes even higher, because now everyone, whether a casual viewer or a lifelong fan of the novels, will discover surprises together. The cast lineup is also a powerful source of excitement. We know Sam Heughan and Catriona Balfe will return as Jamie and Claire, carrying the weight of this epic conclusion. Sophie Skelton and Richard Rankin will be back as Brianna and Roger, ensuring that the Fraser legacy is firmly at the center of the story. John Bell is returning as young Ian, a fan favorite whose loyalty and courage have made him one of the most beloved characters of later seasons. Lauren Lyle and Cesar Domboy are also set to return, reprising their roles as Marsali and Fergus, completing the web of family and friendship that has carried the series this far. Not everyone will return, though. Tobias Menzies, unforgettable as Frank Randall, has already confirmed that he will not appear in the final season. His absence will be felt, but the story seems determined to introduce new faces who will add fresh dimensions to the tale. 3 new characters will step into the story, and each one promises to bring unique tension to the narrative. Kieran Bew joins as Captain Charles Cunningham, a retired British soldier whose presence could complicate the already tense political and personal landscape. Frances Tomelty appears as his mother, Elizabeth Cunningham, adding generational weight and intrigue. And Carla Woodcock arrives as Amaranthus Grey, a name already sparking theories about how she will connect to Lord John and the wider Grey family. These newcomers are not minor additions. They are characters with the power to shape Jamie and Claire's final chapter in unexpected ways. And let's not forget the trailer that sent chills down every fan's spine. Just 15 seconds, but enough to break hearts across the fandom. In that clip, Jamie looks into Claire's eyes and says, "And the day shall come that we do part. If my last words are not 'I love you,' it's because I didn't have time." It is one of the most powerful lines ever spoken in the series. It promises a farewell, and it warns us that the goodbye between Jamie and Claire may be as heartbreaking as it is beautiful. With that single moment, the tone of Season 8 became clear. We are heading toward an ending where love, loss, and destiny collide. And while the thought of saying goodbye is painful, the promise of a farewell this profound is exactly what makes Outlander unforgettable. As Season 8 prepares to unfold, the weight of unanswered mysteries hangs heavy over Jamie and Claire's story. The biggest among them remains Faith. Could she really have survived all those years ago? If so, why would her existence be hidden from her parents, two people who have endured countless sacrifices for their family? The idea seems almost impossible, yet Outlander has always lived on the edge of the extraordinary. Time travel, visions, and prophecies have been stitched into its fabric since the very beginning, and Master Raymond, with his strange aura and otherworldly knowledge, has always felt like a figure destined to return. His sudden reappearance in Claire's dream, where he apologizes, cannot be dismissed as coincidence. Too much intention lies in that moment. Behind-the-scenes whispers suggest that we will see a flashback in which Master Raymond fakes Faith's death and takes her away for protection. If that rumor proves true, then the dream was not just a dream. It was a clue, a key to the greatest mystery of Claire's life. And Season 8 will bring that truth to light at last. But that is not the only storm awaiting the Frasers. Their lives have always been intertwined with betrayal and forgiveness, loyalty and heartbreak. And nowhere is that more evident than in Jamie's fractured bond with Lord John Grey. For years, their friendship was a rare kind of connection, respectful, tender, and built on unspoken truths. But when Lord John married Claire, believing Jamie had died, the betrayal cut deeper than any sword. Fans now speculate that the only way for Lord John to find redemption is through ultimate sacrifice. The thought of his death is unbearable, yet tragically poetic. A final act of loyalty to Jamie, one that repairs the bond even as it breaks our hearts. Whether or not the show takes this path, the tension between these two men will cast a long shadow over the final season, and through it all stands Claire. She has been the heart of this series since the very first episode, when she was torn from her own time and thrust into the world of the Highlands. She has faced loss, trial, and unspeakable trauma. Yet she remains unshaken in her love for Jamie. If Faith's survival is real, Claire's journey in Season 8 will become more than just a farewell to her great love. It will also become a reckoning with the deepest wound of her life. The creators of Outlander know the fans are bracing for impact. They have promised that the series will end on a note that feels complete, that honors the spirit of Diana Gabaldon's world while still surprising us with moments we never saw coming. Interviews with the cast have already given us glimpses of the emotion behind the curtain. Caitriona Balfe spoke with quiet pride, saying they only hope the story does the audience proud. John Bell, who has grown into his role as young Ian before our very eyes, promised that they will tell the story exactly as it should be told. Richard Rankin and Sophie Skelton both hinted that the finale will go out with a bang, leaving fans shaken and satisfied. It is rare for a series to last this long and still hold such deep emotional power. Outlander has done so because it never stopped being about people. Yes, there are wars, politics, and the dangers of history. But at the center are characters we feel we know as friends and family. And as the final season approaches, the stakes are not just about who lives or dies. They are about how this story, built on love across time, will leave us when the curtain finally falls. And even as the ending draws near, the world of Outlander refuses to disappear. A prequel is already on the horizon, ensuring that the legacy continues long after Jamie and Claire's final goodbye. The final season may mark the end of Jamie and Claire's journey, but Outlander is far from finished. Even as fans prepare to say goodbye, a new chapter is already being written. The prequel, Blood of My Blood, is set to premiere in August 2025, and this is no ordinary spin-off. It will dive deep into the roots of the Fraser and Beauchamp families, revealing the love stories that shaped Jamie and Claire before they ever met. Imagine traveling back to 17th century Scotland, where Brian Fraser and Ellen Mackenzie first fell in love. Their bond will be tested in a world defined by clan politics, honor, and danger. At the same time, the story will follow Henry Beauchamp and Julia Morriston, Claire's parents, as they navigate the horrors of World War I. Two timelines, two great romances, both destined to echo through the generations and give us new insight into the people who would one day bring Jamie and Claire into the world, and the prequel will not stop with just their parents. We will meet younger versions of familiar figures like Dougal, Colum, Ned Gowan, Lord Lovett, and Jocasta Cameron. Their lives will intertwine with the Frasers and the Mackenzies, weaving a tapestry of history and love that enriches the world we already know. It is the perfect way to keep the spirit of Outlander alive even after the curtain falls on Jamie and Claire's tale. But before we look too far ahead, we must return to the truth of Season 8. The line from the trailer still lingers like a heartbeat. "And the day shall come that we do part." If my last words are not "I love you," it's because I didn't have time. That is not just dialogue. It is a promise that the final season will not shy away from breaking our hearts. Jamie and Claire's love story has always been timeless, but even timeless stories must face their end. The power of Outlander has always been in its ability to mix history with fantasy, battles with intimacy, and despair with hope. It has asked us to believe in love that transcends centuries, to follow characters through heartbreak that seemed unbearable, and to hold on to the idea that no matter how cruel the world becomes, love will remain. Season 8 is set to embody all of these themes in one last sweeping chapter. Will Faith's mystery be solved? Will Lord John find redemption? Will Jamie and Claire's final goodbye crush us or heal us? These are the questions that keep fans awake at night. And while no rumor or teaser can give us the complete answer, one thing is certain. This ending will leave us with tears in our eyes and pride in our hearts. For more than a decade, Outlander has carried us through love, war, and time itself. It has made us laugh, cry, and believe in stories larger than life. As we stand on the threshold of the finale, we do so with gratitude. Gratitude for the actors, the creators, and the fans who have made this world more than just a show. It has become a journey. Jamie and Claire's story may be drawing to its final chapter, but the echoes of their love will live on. In the books, in the prequel, in the hearts of everyone who has walked this road with them. Outlander is ending, yes, but its world is not. And in that way, the goodbye is not an end at all. It is simply a turning of the page.